start recording in 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, welcome back into my channel. My name is Rebecca. If you haven't met me before, I am a 31-year-old mum in Australia, and on this channel I do budgeting like this. So I do every monthly reset. I also talk through my parenting journey as a woman with invisible disabilities. I'm also a mum to my beautiful little 4-year-old who has very high complex needs. So on this channel I also go through my journey about that and what that's like in today's age of, parenting, and also just the journey itself, the highs and lows and everything in between. It's just from my perspective, so I don't share anything personal about her. It's really, and if it is, it's about, education for the conditions that she has. So if you like and want to follow, you can feel free to hit subscribe. I am very close to hitting 500 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you so much for everybody that has been supporting me, and throughout this whole YouTube journey. I've actually been doing YouTube on and off for the last 7-8 years, so I think I've finally now found my niche and my groove of YouTube. I'm really enjoying the content that I am creating, and yeah, so if you want to stick around, feel free to, but for now, let's get into today's video. As you can see by the title in today's video, we're going to be jumping right back into our monthly reset. So for those that are new, I do a monthly budget, sort of look at the month that we just had into the new month. For context, I'm a Centrelink, so I'm coming at it from a very low income household, but that's okay. So without further ado, let's stop the oven and let's jump right into the budget. Okay, here we are. Oops, sorry, mic. Here we are in May. So this was the previous month. Obviously we're in June. I'm filming this on the 1st of June. So it was a little cray. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those months, where things kind of get ahead of you, and yeah, you just kind of get a little carried away in some areas and then not in others, and then perhaps, as you can see here, this was the amount that I got for the month. This is rebate, so I get about $200 back from my EMDR sessions, and then the $54.80, I can't remember where that was from. I think some of it was from the my rebate for my medications and stuff like that from Medicare. That's the total amount that I got. So, and I usually go by a zero-based budget, as you can see. So I have term life insurance, I have phone bill, and then gas, electricity, water. That's just what I'm putting into those bills each month. And then YouTube Premium, Audible, which I don't use, but I still, oh that's right, I budgeted to not use it and to cancel it, but then I forgot to cancel it, so it came out anyway. And same with Patreon, I forgot to cancel it, so yeah, alright, from next month onwards, I remember that both of those are there. And yeah, moving on over here, so this is the spending, okay. I did go over $200 in groceries, and that's with extra, but I think moving forward will be a lot better, because I think too, a lot of the grocery stuff was little things here and there, but it's something that I can tweak as the months go on. I think it was better than last month. And again, the $450, that's for the whole month. So that's $100 into the house, that's $50 towards our daughter's stuff, and that's $50 towards an extra snacks and stuff like that. So then board, we have $680, that's how much we're paying at the moment where we're living. We're house sharing, or well, maybe not house sharing. House sharing is a strong word. We're more so boarding with family members. So we are actively looking at applying for houses. So who knows, maybe this time next month we'll be in a different house and we'll be actually paying proper rent. Well, I'll be paying proper rent for the first time in 3 years. Public transport, I didn't plan on spending anything, but I did spend $50. Now, I think $15 of that or $20 of that went to new Smart Rider, so that's fine. But the rest of the money, that was for, because for context, we are having to take our daughter to and from school on public transport, which takes just over an hour fast there and back, so it's a 4-hour day thing. Although we've just gotten a partial approval for the bus service, thank God, but she's put on a wait list because she's wheelchair and they don't have any wheelchair spaces apparently. So yeah, so she's been approved, but she's put on a wait list, if that makes sense. I don't know how much longer we'll need to get her to and from school on public transport, but we'll see. But most of this is from the kiosks and early morning, because there's that IGA right behind her school, so there's that happening. You know, little IGA trips and stuff like that. So it all adds up. But $50 for the month. And it's not just me, it's actually mostly been my partner doing those little shops, which is fine. Takeaway, 150 went on to takeaway. The most, I think the most was actually in person, but I put it under takeaway anyway, just because it was technically. And that was $73. And then the rest is just normal takeaway, Macca's and, you know, Uber Eats and things like that. So definitely doing better than what I did in previous months, I think. And even previous years, to be honest. Then we have medications. I originally budgeted $200. I had to help my partner get some medication at the time. And then our daughter got sick and had to have a hospital trip. So then she was on antibiotics, and then she was having a really big rash, so then we had to get medicated, like rash cream. So that was money as well, but it is what it is, as these are like important things. So home stuff I put about $250 in, and I pretty much spent all of that. EMDR, that's still the same. Gifts, $30. I only spent $3.50, and that was on a Mother's Day mug for my mum. And yeah, that was pretty much all I spent, so a lot of the rest of that went to other shoppings and stuff like that. So shopping, I definitely went over by $42. And then my daughter, I went over as well, because she got her school photos that I wasn't expecting. So here are the top 5 places that my money goes to. Is rent, groceries, therapy, car funds, and home items, which car funds I will be paying my insurance, not my insurance, my registration. Left to spend $185. I don't understand how this calculates. I am awful with numbers. I have suspected decalculalia, whatever it's called. It's basically, from what I'm told, it's basically dyslexic but for numbers, and I don't understand how that works, so whatever. Impulse versus intentional. Most of it was impulsive this month. So, but again, some of that impulse purchases was, medications and stuff like that. So it wasn't all like quote unquote bad impulse spending, but I'm still doing pretty good with intentional purchases. So I'm proud of that. My mood for the month was pretty neutral. Yeah, that tracks, honestly. Yeah, so overall I think I did okay. I definitely need to reel in my maybe public transport spending as well, and just purchases and stuff like that in general, but I think overall I did okay. Like, for the most part I stuck with the budget, so I'm proud of that. Alright, moving on to June. So I decided to do something a little different. It might not look different for those that still follow. It's different the way I not track it, but it's different the way that I put it in. So because I budget monthly, the unfortunate thing is I get paid fortnightly, so that in my mind makes it really, really tricky to budget out it. Have a $0 budget, because it seems to be if I budget with this through the monthly, I then have to try and figure out to the dollar how to split that between the 2 paychecks. So now what I've done is I will do the 2 fortnights first, just on my phone or my notes app. I will split exactly the amount, and then I go in here and I add it all in. So that's kind of where I'm at, and it still works. It's a $0 budget. And yeah, so this is where the budget is. So for this month, it's pretty much all the same. Like I said, I am adding Patreon and Audible, and I will be adding $318 to emergency funds. That's out of my paychecks alone. That's not including any EMDR rebates or therapy rebates, which I will be putting into either emergency funds or home stuff to buy furniture and things like that for when we do move. But obviously as well, like moving, if we move, we have a bed and we have our bedroom furniture. It's really just everything else, like apart from a fridge. Depending on the house we get, we might need to get a new fridge or a second-hand fridge, and the other thing I think would be the top priority is a washing machine. But other than that, everything else can kind of wait, and we can get those things decently cheap anyway, or cheap enough. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's mostly when we move. Also, I am well aware that moving into July, that will also be getting the lump sum, like the tax money thing. Like, I get family tax benefit, so I'll get that, and my partner is on carers, so he'll get carers payment. The carers a yearly sum, so we are expecting that for next month. So we're also going to put a lot of that towards savings as well. So yeah, everything else is still the same. The only thing that is different for this month is my extras insurance. Usually I would have split this amount here into, which is 157.24, into the 2 paychecks, but I decided this time just to knock it out. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, and by the way, this $250 for the car insurance, I've already put that set aside, so that's not coming out of the budget, but it is something that I'll be paying for this month. And then yeah, same as usual, $400 for groceries, $680 for rent, $131.89 for my medications, $505.56 for my therapies, that's for the 2 appointments, and then $71 into my daughter's funds. I won't be putting anything into home funds this month, depending on, like, maybe I might do one of the EMDR into that, but I really want to focus on building up my emergency funds again, because that's very low. It's not zero, but it's also not where I would like it to be. So I think this month I want to try and focus as much as I can on that, which is why, aside from rent and food, the majority of my money is going into emergency funds here. So yeah, see, again, this thing, I don't understand. Left to spend 2001, what? Where is that coming from? If someone can help me understand this, that would be great. But yeah, aside from that, that is essentially the June budget. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what your goals are for the month of June, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!